Hello, everybody. It's Angel, and I'm back, and I'm glad to be able to be on this platform again, sharing my experience and my strength and my hope to everyone. This kind of platform makes it possible for lots of people to come and talk about lots of information out here. There's wonderful, just beautiful different topics that are out here, and so if you're searching for anything, you can always find it here. Just make sure that when you're listening to topics, do a lot of research, so that way you get the proper information at all times. That's very important. And I want to just thank everybody for continuing to look at my videos. And subscribe and like. Please continue to do that. That helps out a lot. And I just love that people are following and participating. I love you guys all for that. I really do. I appreciate that. Today I want to talk about my video that I've been talking about for a very long time that I want to put out there. And it is N's and B's in the relationship, right? And I know when I'm going to talk about this that I hear people say, well, Angel, that's just how we talk when we're chilling with our friends, and, it's just between me and them, and they know what we're talking about when we're talking about it. I get it. I grew up in the hood. I know the language of the hood, right? And one of the best things that I realized is that when I got into a place where I wanted to evolve and I wanted to be different, and I wanted to bring my vibration higher, is that I learned the language of the universe, right? And in order for me to vibrate higher, that means that sometimes I gotta change. And so when I'm doing some changing and I'm manifesting for a better life, right? That means I have to condition my mind. Because this is where a lot of everything happens. The process of the thoughts formulate here. And your thoughts become visions, and they become dreams, and they become things you see inside. And sometimes the thoughts process into vocabulary. And what we think comes out of our mouth. And once it comes out of our mouth, it hits the universe. And that vibration starts to manifest, right? And like I said, I do get it. I remember the language of the hood, and I still know the language of the hood, right? Even though it changes, there are some words that you do remember, right? And these are the two words that I want to talk about: the N's and the B's in a relationship. Right, I have some cards, some notes that I'm going off of, right? So going back to what we were saying, yeah, Angel, there's only certain people that I would allow to say that, right? So if you, say for instance, you have two guys and they're best friends, right? You know what I'm talking about. You know when I'm referring to such and such, and I say that's my nigga, that's my best friend, that's my dog, right? And I get it, because words are everything. We describe everything with words, right? And words, the beauty of words is that they have more than one meaning sometimes, right? And certain words will put an emphasis and give anything more structure, or pronounce it in a way that you will make someone understand, right? And we choose the words that we want to use to describe and explain what we feel. I understand that, right? And if I'm talking to my friend and she tells me, well, Angel, I agree with him, because it's just certain people. Like if I'm kicking it with my good girlfriend, and we sit down, we calling each other bees up and down. That's just between me and her, and we know that we just only talk to each other like that. And I get it, right? Certain people. But then I look at it, and this is just me, right? How do you feel about yourself, and how do you feel about the other person, right? Because at the end of the day, right, I do have some things that I just want to touch on, right? That were pertinent to this topic, right? So when I looked up the word bitch, and this is dictionary.com, right? And of course the first one was a female dog. A female of canines generally. A slang word which is a malicious, unpleasant, selfish person, especially a woman. A lewd woman. An offensive woman. A complaint. Anything difficult or unpleasant. Anything memorable, especially something exceptionally good. Right? And they give examples, right? So when they talk about anything difficult or unpleasant, that Tess was a real bitch, right? And they give an example. Anything memorable, especially something exceptionally good. You threw one bitch of a party last night, right? And then it goes down to slang, to complain, to gripe, and they bitched about the service, then about the bill, and such and such and such, right? And most of the things that this dictionary definition of the word bitch has to offer really is negative, right? And so I looked up the word nigga, Nigga, because I know people say, well, I'm not really saying the word nigger, I'm saying nigga because it has a different meaning, and it's more better for me to use than the word nigga because it's just me and my friend. Wow. Nigga, it's an offensive word, used as a pronunciation spelling of the word nigger. Okay, used by some black people to refer to themselves or another black person in a neutral or positive way. So we created it in a way that we can use it where we can let it slide, right? So in the Meridian Webster's version of the word nigger, Nigger, it is also listed as an offensive word, used as an insulting and contemptuous term for a black person, used as an insulting and contemptuous term for a member of any dark-skinned race, right? A member of a class or group of people who are systematically subjected to discrimination and unfair treatment. Now listen to this. Nigger is an infamous word in current English, so much that when people are called upon to discuss it, they more often than not refer to it euphemistically, I hope I said that right, as the N-word. The N-word, in quotation. So those two words are very passive-aggressive words, right? On one side of the coin, you can use it and it has some positive terminology to it. And on the flip side of the coin, it's not, right? But I go back to ask the question, like, how are you feeling about yourself or that individual that you're allowing them to passive aggressively, there you go, call you a name that in reality is not a good word. Just ask you to think. That's all I'm saying, right? I only let my best friend call me a bitch. I only let my best friend call me a nigga. I just read some definitions. When you see the person, your best friend, and you look at them, and now because this is what you have drilled into your mind, and every time you say, oh, that's my nigga, right? And you say it out of your mouth, unconsciously you're not thinking, but what you're actually doing is that every time you call that person the N word or the B word, you are throwing negative vibrations to their aura and their way. Little by little, what you're doing is you're chipping away at your best friend, your partner, your lover, or your husband or your wife's aura and foundation. You're contributing to the breakdown of that person's solid boundary, right? So the thing about it is that I want to tell you that at the end of the day, no matter how you feel about this person, right, when you continuously call this person the N word and the B word, what you're actually doing is you are mending that jacket with that word, those words on that person, right? You're weaving the fabric of the N word, and you're weaving the fabric of the B word on the person. And I'm gonna tell you, at the end of the day, a nigga's a nigga and a bitch is a bitch. And no matter how you feel about that person, the day will come when you will see them act like the N word or the B word. And you can't get upset when they act the way they act, because remember, there's a part of you that had played in that, right? And I hear a lot of people get into these relationships just in conversations and through posts that I see, right? When it's good in the beginning and you having fun with them and y'all loving each other and y'all effing each other and y'all essing each other and y'all kissing each other and all that stuff that y'all doing in the beginning that's fun and loving, and then something starts to happen where now it starts to get real. Because in the relationship, when you first meet a person, you always send the representative, that person that comes out in a meeting. And after so many meetings, the representative goes away and you can't help but bring out who you really are. And then when you start to see the person for who they really are, and you can't handle their actions and their behaviors and the way they treat you or the way they talk and the things that they do starts to annoy you, and then they start acting who they really are instead of who they were when they were posting their self about them to you in their DMs or on the phone or them late night chats that you have, and you know, those first couple of meetings and those dates that you have, and now you start to really see that this person was a bum or was a gold digger, and they started acting niggerish and they started acting bitchy, right? And then you get all upset because now you found out this person was who you wasn't, who they were. They said they were. That's a difference, and I get that. That's why I say dating is very important. Take some time to date so that way you can get to know who you are with. It gives you the opportunity to See if you want to go further with this person or not, or where you want them at in your life. You know, if this is going to be that material that you're looking for, that you want to be a staple item to, or do you just want to have this person for some time, or you don't want to be bothered with the person, you know. But if you are with people, whether it's platonic or whether it's intimate, like, be sure that the people you incorporate into your circle, the relationship is reciprocal. That you give and you get, and they give and they get, and y'all are doing that with each other, and it's harmonious, right? And one of the things about that harmony is language. If you're with a person and you're continuously calling them, oh, that's my B, that's my N, that's my B, that's my N, that's my B, that's my N, and the day that happens where they start acting that way, remember you have a part to play in that. And I guarantee you that when people are manifesting for a good, solid relationship, no one is manifesting, oh, please, universe, send me a bitch, send me a nigga. I know that that's not what they're asking for, right? And if you are asking for that, then I'm not really talking to you, because there are some people, seriously, real talk, that are okay with using the words because they're into the fact, well, Angel knows what I'm talking about. And I do, like I said, I do know. But remember, words hold power. So when you're not willing to change, if nothing changes, nothing changes. That's just how that is. And I'm okay with anybody saying and doing what they want to do to what it is that makes happiness and brings peace into your life. I'm just offering a different way, a solution, right? The next time you see your friend, call them a friend. Let them know how much you appreciate their loyalty and their friendship with a different word, right? Bring a newness into your relationship. Build your friend up. Edify your friend. It's nothing to call the people that you like so much, that you even love, that you consider best friends, a king. Instead of calling your girl a B word, call her a queen. And continuously call her that. See how much of a difference when you start using positive words in your relationship, whether it be platonic or intimate. See how much more positive energy starts to emanate in your relationship with your friend, your lover, your partner, your husband or wife. Use different words. People, stop calling your friends the N word. Stop calling your girl the B word. I use those words personally when I'm attacking someone. And it is registered in my brain that when I use those words, that's what I'm doing. So in my head, I know that those words are bullets. So when I think about it in my right state of mind, nobody I love should ever get a bullet out of my mouth. And that's what I look at it like. Right? We learn from each other. Right? Today I'm giving some information, and I'm not saying that nobody ever knew this. This is not any profound, this is not a new message. This has been talked about even since when I was little. But every now and then what happens is that we get caught up. And when we get caught up, we just get into a pattern. And when you get into a pattern of doing things over and over and over and over again, sometimes you don't realize how just one thing that you continuously do over and over again may send out some kind of negativity, right? And when we're looking for a way in our life to vibrate higher, we check and balance everything that we do, whether it's our vocabulary, the way we eat, the way we interact with others, right? The things we say, the things we do, the places we go. There's always a check and balance. And so today we're talking about how to eliminate using the word N and B in relationships, right? Platonic or intimate. Like I said, the beauty of people is that we create so many things, right? This is a marker, right? But it can be called anything. I can create a word for this today, and people will be calling it that word forever, or it will be associated with the word that I created upon this, right? So it's a marker, it's a Sharpie, right? Even though it's a marker, people call it by its brand name, Sharpie. Every time I'm going to get some more Sharpies, right? And we know it by that. And I know exactly what I mean when I'm calling for a Sharpie, right? Just like I know exactly what I mean when I'm calling my best friend the N-word, right? But I also know that I could either call this a marker or a Sharpie, and I can also call my friend an N-word, or I can call him a king, right? And if I was a girl and I had my best girlfriend, I could call her my best girlfriend, or I could call her the B word. It's the choices that we make. And something as small as just changing your vocabulary sometime is enough for you to alter that vibrational pattern of either negative vibration or positive vibration. And it's just as simple as taking a moment where you do something where you're quiet in your own area and you learn how to renew the thinking of your mind. Talk to yourself. One of the best things that I always suggest to anybody is self-talk. Talk to yourself. Create a pattern. It's learned behavior. I learned how to call people the N-word because I heard it. And as I heard it so much and I started to understand what it meant, then that's what I was associating my friends. If I don't associate my friends with that word anymore, right? Same thing when I had girlfriends that were down with me. I would call them, it's my B, that's my B. But today I don't call them that. Those are my friends, right? And they're not and no matter what. And because we have that relationship that is good, I don't even slide into that. Even when they're saying nothing, those words are not anything I choose to use, right? So if you want to raise your vibration, and I always say everything starts small, change your vocabulary. I'm talking about N's and B's in a relationship, right? But it could be anything. Change your vocabulary. The way you look at yourself, the way you talk about yourself, the way you talk about others, the way you think about certain things. Change your way of thinking, right? You have to start somewhere, right? If I didn't say anything to anybody today, right? What I am saying and I want to leave you with is that we have power and we have choices. And the choices we make are like a ripple effect into our own energy and our space and our own life. And what we put out there is what's out there for the universe to work on, so that way it can return back to us. So remember this. when you're in a relationship with someone and they start acting a certain way, and this is what you're continuously calling them, remember that you have a part to play. It's not to say that, you know what, they may not be that, or they might not have those qualities, but if you're helping to put that on them, and you're not helping to take it off of them by saying something different, then you're contributing to the problem. You're not contributing to the solution. Either you're part of the solution or you're part of the problem. So one small thing you can do to change the vibration in a relationship, especially with people that you care about, think about the words that come out of your mouth when you refer to your best friend. Do you have an N? Or do you have a loyal friend? Do you have a B? Or do you have a good girlfriend? The choice is yours. My people, elevate. Think different. Rise up. Change your way of thinking. Think before you speak. Put everything that comes out of your mind and your mouth into the universe that you know is going to come back with 100% return. That's going to be positive to everything for you. So if it comes out positive, make sure when it multiplies back in, it's going to be positive. Remember that anything you say out of your mouth either is a curse or a blessing. You choose. Stay tuned. Remember to stay tuned. Remember to stay tuned. And I said this like the third time already, but I want you to really stay tuned for my next upcoming videos on the breakdown of the elements. My first one is going to be on water. Continue to subscribe and like to the videos. I really appreciate that. Again, like always, I love you all. If no one told you that they love you today, and I really mean this, I love you. So anybody who is in a place where they're looking for something that's uplifting and evolving, and it's going to bring that vibration in, and if you just hear one person tell you that they love you, I do. Even if I don't know you, I'm sending out that 100% unconditional agape love to you. So let us vibrate, rise up, and be good people to the best of our ability. Thank you again for always being 100% supportive people. Have a blessed day.